just notice what's going on internally, around you. Whoops, wait, I forgot something. Hang on. I didn't walk myself through it, so I didn't do it right. First, we do the speaker view. Okay, there. Now, while you're breathing, I have to walk myself through these steps sort of out loud to get them done. All right, then. Taking a breath. We're going to join our Facebook friends, hopefully. Let me see. Okay. Let's take another breath, consciously noticing. Here we go. Maybe. Does not want to work this morning. Tammy, do you see it on there yet?
No.
Quit it.
Is it starting?
Well, I'm not having any luck with Facebook this morning, so what I'm going to do is get started and then I'll come back to it in a few moments, and we'll see if we can get that going on. And so let's take a breath again, breathing in, and I'm just going to light our Advent candles. And as I light the candle, notice first we had hope and faith. That's our first one. And we had peace. It was lovely to sit with peace during the week. And then this week, it is love. And if you will, just consider those words, those states of being, really. Breathing into the heart, in and out of the heart space that symbolizes love, the unifying, harmonizing principle. That which God is. And as we breathe this in, I'd like us to hold in prayer. First of all, breathe in deeply to that love, that peace, and that hope. And from that space, open your heart up to all those affected so deeply, directly, indirectly, by the COVID. And see that all of them, however that looks in your mind's eye, cradled in the arms of that unconditional love, that mystical hope, which draws us up to the next, you might say the next best thought or step or words to breathe us into our healing. And we move that love, that hope, that peace to all beings affected by this in all areas of the hospitals, the nursing homes, the homes, the schools, and we give thanks for this time together. For every time we come together, there is love and there's light and there's hope. And in a collective, there is that same. And the strength is known by all. And so it is. And so I'm going to play a Christmas song for you all. And while I do that, let us check one more time about our Facebook friends.
Are you recording?
Yes. And see if we have any luck today. All right then. Now, today I'd like for you, this is a song, I think you know all the words, and sing it out. And as you sing, think of all those folks that could use this kind of joyous energy.
Glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy mild, God and self is reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies, with the darling hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem.
All right, notice how you're feeling. All right, hang on a second. We've had some technical challenges. All right. I'm just going to take that out so you can hear. Okay, notice how you're feeling. And Ron, let's do the daily word. How about that? All right, our candle, love, for Advent Day. And our affirmation is love. Our word is love. Let's say our affirmation together. Love surrounds me and fills my heart. Let's do that again, breathing into that truth. Love surrounds me and fills my heart. And one more time. Love surrounds me and fills my heart. Love fills my senses through the Advent season. I find it in the taste and aroma of my favorite holiday recipes, lovingly made. I hear it in my favorite Christmas music, sung with joy. I feel love in a child's enthusiastic hug and a friend's caring touch. I see love and joy in the festive decorations adorning houses and neighborhoods. The love of friends, families, and neighbors at Christmas time surrounds me in so many ways. Throughout the year, love remains the most beautiful evidence of the presence of God in and through all things. Love is the harmonizing power that infuses the world and everyone in it. Inspired by divine love, I perceive the divine in every person and all situations. And from Corinthians 13:13. And now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love. Thank you, Ron. All right, let me see. I'm going to now share another song with you all. And let me see which one it is. Get rid of that one. Okay, this is Love Came Down at Christmas. We've done this one quite a few times. And we go through it a few times so you can catch on to the words. Love came down at Christmas. Love, all love.
Love came down at Christmas. Love, our lovely love, divine love, was born at Christmas. Star and angel gave a sign. Love shall be our token. Love be yours and love divine love to God and all.
So I see that we are having a little sound issue. If you are hearing me sing the music, just shoot me a chat in the chat that you can hear. I don't know what else to do about it if you can't. Oh, you can hear, Teresa? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so the next thing is I've got another song that I've recorded, and this will lead into Shelly's message. And so I want to introduce Shelly first, our speaker, before I do the song. So Shelly, you'll just go straight in after the song, and I'll unmute you at that time. But some of you may not know Shelly Wilson, and she's an author, intuitive medium, and a conscious creator. And she is passionate, and I definitely agree with that. She helps people wake up to their greatness. I have always loved being in the same room with Shelly. Her energy is just palpable, joyous, and I always feel better just hanging around her. And she's got 28 Days to a New You, Connect to the You Within, Journey into Consciousness, and Embracing the Magic, that are paperback and also ebooks. And she has great cards. I shared them some time ago that she created. But if you want to check her out later on shellyrwilson.com, and if somebody would maybe put that in the chat box for us, shellyrwilson.com or embracingthemagicwithin.com, so you can see that. So embracingthemagicwithin.com. Now, so I recorded this song, and This is one of my healing journeys, recording this song, so I thought I would share it with you and sing along if you know the words.
Oh, holy night, the stars brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Lonely the world is sad and
And Shelly, it's all you.
Thank you, Annette, and everyone for this opportunity to connect with you today. And what a glorious day it is, isn't it? And Annette, that was a beautiful song. And it's always, I'm feeling very emotional. It's always a wonderful opportunity just to hear your beautiful angelic voice and taking note of your acknowledgments at the end of your song as well. So we're going to talk about 2020 and really allowing ourselves to thank 2020 and as we begin moving into this new year. And I know that a lot of people, as we get to the end of a year, they start hoping and wishing the days away, just ready to get that year over with, regardless if they've deemed it a good year or a not so good year, and just ready to move into that new space. So what is so really important, first of all, is to take a look and do that mini life review, spend that time in reflection. And what we recognize is undoubtedly 2020 has been a tough year for many people. It's been a tough year physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and energetically. And what we want to recognize, as always, is when we're faced with challenges, if we can see them as opportunities to learn and to grow, we're going to automatically shift the energy around those challenges. So, optically speaking, 2020 means clear vision. It's a time to get clear, it's a time to gain clarity, and it's a time for us to create consciously. So in numerology, 4 is a universal year. And what 4 means, it's a year inviting us to return home to ourselves, which it entails building a future for ourselves that aligns us more with a stable and secure life, self-growth, and creating our own reality. And if we just pause for a moment, we can definitely recognize that many of the experiences this year, whether it's been individually or collectively, it's provided us an opportunity to do just that. I recognize that this has definitely been a time for us to become innovative and creative and resourceful. And even today, as we're gathered in this space virtually, knowing that the weather outside, and for some people, as we were chatting at the beginning, it's not quite there yet, or you don't have snow on the ground yet. But how nice is it to be in our home space, nice and toasty and warm and comfortable, and knowing that you don't have to be on the roads, that you can still gather and have this time together. So I know that this is one of those blessings that 2020 has offered us. So what we want to look at too is, knowing that when we can overcome those proverbial storms that 2020 has offered us, and I recognize I've seen on Facebook different memes that people have shared where they're talking about it's the same storm, but people may have a different type of vessel. So whether it's a little dinghy or a sailboat or a yacht or a cruise ship, we're coping or adapting with different vessels, if we want to look at that in a metaphor. And what we want to remember too is 2020 has definitely provided us an opportunity to look at the silver lining, to see contrasting experiences. And just for myself, even recognizing a lot of my friends on Facebook, they have gotten very creative, very passionate this year. I see them posting about some things that they are doing that they just didn't have the time to explore earlier, whether that is painting or making candles or doing other things. So I just feel like, once again, we've got to look at what this year has afforded us for sure. Embracing a gratitude of attitude, an attitude of gratitude, and that's a mouthful, right? Is like absolutely essential, because the more that we are in that place of gratefulness, of thankfulness, of feeling very blessed, once again, we can shift those challenging experiences to a more enlightened one, is what I'm hearing to say. We want to remember that everything is energy. So our thoughts, our words, our actions, They're all energy. And the more that we become aware of our own energetic emission, the more that we'll be able to tune in to that energy that surrounds us. We want to remember definitely that we have the power to transmute energy. We have the power to shift energy. The more that we recognize, once again, everything is energy, awareness is everything, that can help us tremendously. So as we say our final farewells to 2020, and yes, today is December 13th, so we do have a couple of weeks left, ample opportunity to do just that. We want to spend some time in reflection. And I know that that is something that is beneficial to me. And I feel that that is something that is beneficial to all of us. And to do that, we can just spend some quiet time. And today might be the perfect day to do just that. You know, we want to pause and breathe, become more present. As I said, we can do that mini life review. We can allow memories and feelings and emotions and impressions to come to the surface. We can also allow ourselves to just let those unfiltered thoughts come through, come to the surface, and maybe even those memories that we have deemed unpleasant. We don't have to sit there and try to relive all aspects of that, but what we want to do is spend some time just to let it come to the surface, as I like to say. And when we do that, to me, it's very healing on many levels, once again, because sometimes, unbeknownst to us, we tend to tuck things away. We tend to just let that energy stay within us or those motions within us without letting them be truly felt. When we do that mini life review, doing some conscious breathing is beneficial too. So just taking some conscious deep breaths. And I say conscious because, of course, we breathe naturally, autonomously. And when we breathe consciously, we're aware of our breathing. We can tune in. We can take that deeper breath and we can exhale. And once again, it's also important to be in that space of gratitude, just feeling that embodiment of being alive, being that soul within that human physical form. In addition, we want to tune in more to our bodies. And what we want to recognize is that these emotions can feel very heavy, especially those lower vibration emotions, the fear, the worry, the doubt, the uncertainty, even that financial concern. And it's weighing us down and causing inflammation. So when we tune into our bodies, we can ask questions. You may even be guided to keep a feelings journal, an emotions journal, and write it down. And you can literally ask aloud or in your mind some of these questions. You can say, how do you feel? And of course, this is you talking in and tuning into your body. What do you need? How can I support you in the best way possible? What energy and emotions have I been holding on to unknowingly? What do I need to release? And of course, any other questions that come into your awareness are something that you can ask also. So as we're letting these doors close, we want to recognize that new energy, new opportunities are coming in for us also. And we know this can come in many forms. It can come in the form of just a new outlook. It can be a new relationship, a new job, and maybe just a new attitude. You know, sometimes it's beneficial to us, once again, just to pause and really take a look at, well, how am I responding to life? Or am I reacting versus responding? So I have some tools here to assist you with embracing an attitude of gratitude. And the first one is identify any challenges. And this is that reminder that any experiences that we have deemed challenges, if we can simply see them as opportunities to learn and to grow, once again, it's going to help us. And these opportunities and experiences do not define us, but have undoubtedly haven't had impact on us and even affected us to some degree. Number 2 is spend time in reflection, which is something we've already talked about. So this is where you just honor yourself, honor those emotions, allow the feelings to arise, allow the memories to come in. Sit with it as long as you need to. And as you're guided to, you may want to write some things down as well. Number 3 is give thanks for the experience. And when the time feels appropriate, it may not feel immediate, but when it does feel appropriate, you can express your gratitude with sincerity for having the experiences. Now, for myself, the Ho'oponopono prayer has been very beneficial. And I know that's a mouthful, Ho'oponopono. It invites us to recognize and accept responsibility for internal aspects of ourselves as well as external situations that are beyond our control. And this is an ancient Hawaiian practice, and it will assist us with clearing any residual energy from a challenging situation. And so you can use the words much like a mantra. You can say, Ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And of course, this can be directed to someone or something, or you can just simply recognize that those words are going to come in and filter through as needed and work their magic. So once again, Ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Number 4 is recognize the blessings. So in addition to identifying those challenges, let's really look at those blessings once again and give a gratefulness and thankfulness for all of that experiences. And what we want to remember is that sometimes things didn't go as we had originally hoped or planned or are not even to our liking. But if we can just pause and say, well, what is the good thing? What is that proverbial lemonade within those lemons? What are we looking at here? And once again, when circumstances are beyond our control or they appear to be or feel less than desirable, we can choose to focus on the positive rather than the negative. I know once again that this year has been tough. And just going back to when the health concerns first came into our awareness, of course, the racial injustice, the police brutality, the election concerns, and I'm sure the weather concerns, we have been challenged with that earlier in the year and throughout the year in different parts of the world. And just once again, taking a pause at everything that we have felt affected by, either individually or collectively, because we are all part of that same consciousness. We want to really tune into that. And the other thing is, if we can simply, as I said, pause, what are the blessings? Feel into them. They may not be immediate, but they are definitely identifiable. And I know too, there's been disappointment, there has been frustration, there have been lots of other emotions. And as I said earlier, we've got to feel that, but we also want to come back to that space of love and grace and gratitude and hope and faith and peace and all of those wonderful, uplifting words. And the last tip might be to create a gratitude journal. And this is something that we can do daily as we're guided to. The main thing is to remind us of the blessings, and we can say them aloud too. Just saying, I am so thankful for this glorious day. I'm so thankful to be here speaking with you today. So let's use this time to go into a meditation. So I invite everyone just to relax into your space, to close your eyes, to breathe in deeply and exhale, and just connect to yourself, connect to your heart. Allow yourself to be present. Allow yourself to focus on peace. Let's come into your body, as I said, center your energy. Visualize lots of white light at that core. See that white light shifting to yellow. Taking some conscious, deep breaths focusing on hope and faith, peace and love. Feeling that embodiment within you and around you, knowing that when you focus on attaining that peace within, it will allow you to respond to those external circumstances. Remember, we're the ripple and we can respond. Let's ground your energy. Visualize your legs as tree roots going deep into the earth and a vine extending upwards, wrapping around your legs, anchoring you to that earth below. Visualizing pure white light coming into your crown, connecting you to Source, God, consciousness, all that is. Bringing that energy into your heart space. And breathe. Expand your awareness. And allow any challenges to come into your mind at this moment, whether it has been recent or months ago or even years ago. Just allow whatever to come in. And feel the gratitude in this moment, allowing yourself to see the blessings. And you can say aloud or in your mind, thank you for the opportunities to learn and to grow. Thank you for the ability to see the blessings within the challenges. Thank you, 2020, for all that you have offered me. And to bring in the daily words affirmation, love surrounds me and fills my heart. Knowing that you are love and you are loved. And so it is. Take a deep breath, everyone. Once again, and exhale audibly, just to move any of that energy that you need to. So now that we've talked about giving thanks for 2020, let's talk about moving into this new energy, this new year. So 2021 is a universal 5-year, which acknowledges personal freedom and change. And this energy invites us to recognize our power of choice. In those instances that we have no control of, we do have the ability to perceive and choose how we wish to respond. And that's powerful, isn't it? When we know that we have the power of how we wish to respond. So even though we may not be able to control the situation, we have the power of how we're responding to it. And if we focus once again on love, that is powerful within itself, of course. So also, as we move into 2021, I am not big on resolutions, but I do love the idea of setting some intentions. So whether these are some places I'd like to visit, whether it's literally or virtually, or things that I would like to do, or classes I'd like to take, or a new modality, a book to read, anything like that. The idea is to set an intention. And it doesn't have to, be anything big once again. The idea is to just knowing this is coming into your awareness. So let's take note of it. Also, what's really important is becoming aware, as I said before, of that energetic emission. Where are we residing at right now? Are we in a place of very much stuck in our humanness, which isn't a bad thing, but that can be a heavier, lower vibration if we're caught up in fear and worry and doubt? Or are we moving back into that heart-centered consciousness of, once again, love and space and grace and gratitude? And when we're in that space of love, once again, we've got to become aware of self-love and our self-talk and that mind chatter, because those energies are also influencing what we're creating with. For intention setting to be effective, we want to practice non-attachment to the outcome. We want to let go of that linear aspect of time. We want to let go of the details in regards to how it will happen, where it will happen, when it will happen, and simply trust. I have said many times this year, I've been focusing on being present, adaptable, and flexible. And that is something I intend to carry through next year and each year thereafter, because to me, that is once again something that I know I benefit from, and I feel others will as well. When we are able to just flow with it, go with the flow, in other words, we are able to adapt to whatever's happening. I've made a note here. It says we want to do that, especially when presented with those unexpected life detours. Or we can sabotage ourselves by depending on those facets that no longer serve us or exist. So the more that we see that we are evolving, changing, transforming, adapting, shifting, and so on, we are going to continue to grow and change with each experience, with each moment, and so on. I tell people too, when they're manifesting, focus on a feeling. How do you want to feel? And if anything, feel at peace, feel love, feel grateful. And that energy will allow the universe to work its magic through you. It's also beneficial at times to cocoon. And this is where we envision and actually pull our energy back in. Sometimes that may be limiting our time on social media or our interaction with others. And we have to know what is right for us. So do it when it feels right. But when we cocoon, it also helps us to gain clarity because it provides a space for inspiration and ideas to flow to us. When you're feeling centered and at ease and at peace, this is a great time to do that intention setting because it's going to let those ideas and inspirations and aspirations to flow to you. So 2020 has definitely provided us a perfect opportunity to gain clarity. And this is that reminder where we take that energy as we move into 2021, what a mouthful, to really recognize that we have the power of choice. Think of that as power of choice. So may you journey into 2021 with optimism, hope, faith, peace, and clarity while feeling loved, valued, appreciated, and empowered. May you live the kind of life you've imagined for yourself, a life you love, and may your dreams for the year be achieved and all your wishes fulfilled. But remember, be adaptable, be flexible, and be present. I wish each one of you peace. I wish you love. I wish you joy. And I wish you happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelly. This is my clap hand reaction. I love your message as always. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna share a song and a couple of Christmas songs before we move into our next part. Thank you, Shelly. Okay.
There's a song in the air. There's a song in the air. There's a star in the sky. There's a Mother's Day prayer and a baby's low cry. And the star rains its fire while the beautiful sing. For the manger in Bethlehem cradles the King. Away in a manger in the air. There's a star in the sky. There's a mother's deep prayer and a baby's low cry. And the star rains its fire while the beautiful sing. For the manger in Bethlehem, great was the King.
Once again, thank you, Shelly. I appreciate your words very much. And are you ready for the offertory slide there, Ron? Thank you for what you're doing, Ron. So we are really making a difference in our budget with all of your gifts. We thank you so much. We are whittling down to being closer and closer to not being in a deficit at the end of this year. And that's just amazing for us with this year. And the Board of Trustees, myself, and all of us here are grateful to all of you for whatever it is you have to give. And there are all the ways that you can give to Unity of Fayetteville. And let us go ahead with our offertory blessing in advance of whatever it is you have to help support this beautiful ministry together in a consciousness of divine love. We bless every gift and every giver. We are a bountiful community, and so it is. Amen. And thank you to those in the chat box. Let me see. I have to think a second here. Those Christmas songs kind of throw me off a little bit sometimes. What do we have next, Ron? All right. So I am really feeling grateful because I have in the queue some promises of some beautiful music that's going to be recorded possibly next week. But for Christmas Eve, we've got Talina. A lot of you remember Talina and Regina and Jesse and Alex and John Ray. And I'm not sure what all we're going to have for this next Sunday service, but I am asking for your help for this coming service. So it is the Advent Week of Joy. And I know you all may be tired of me talking about this, but I'm having a little trouble with expressing joy. It's often comes up from that internal space, but expressing it is a little different. So what I would really, really love from you all, and I'm told to ask for what I need, is for our service next week. I would like for you to go within during this week. Notice when there is joy that arises within you that is not dependent on an outer circumstance. And then when that comes up, and it will, because if you set the intention to know that absolute beingness of joy, and just what happens is when you become aware, the joy arises. You don't try to figure it out then. You don't try to break it down then. You just experience the joy. Just experience it. And then in contemplation time, which even Shelly was talking about, notice in hindsight, maybe what surrounded it, what it was like. And I would love for you to be able to share Sunday, just a couple of minutes of your joyful experiences this week. And I'm going to ask this out loud. If you will just email me at unityfaye@sbcglobal.net that you are willing to share Sunday. just so it gives me a kind of an idea. You don't have to tell me, but if you're willing to share. And I know there are many of you who are able and capable and willing to do that for me, because bring on the joy. And I'm asking for your help with this service. And we'll have lots of music to go with it. So thank you for that. What do we have next, Ron? So this week we'll be talking about love. We'll be contemplating and meditating with love as our intention. Wednesday at 10 a.m. I hope some of you can join me with our meditation. And next, remember to submit your prayer requests. And coming in the new year, when we will still be having Zoom, I'm going to have a different format for this. It's in my queue up here in my brain working this out. But please send your names, loved ones or situations that you would like for us to hold in prayer. Next. So Christmas Eve, we're going to have an outside service. As you can see, 4:30 arrival time and 5 p.m. it begins. And for those of you who want to come to that service, please know that you must wear a mask and don your warm apparel. And if you want to sit, it'll be about 30 minutes or so. Bring an outside chair or a blanket. There will be a few fires around in fire pits, but then I will also be holding a Zoom candle lighting service, and we'll begin that at 7. So in case you want to go home and be a part of that as well on Christmas Eve. So Helen, pay attention to this. That's what we're going to be doing. And we also have some beautiful music being shared by some of the people we have had in the past. Next. And we're going to have a burning bowl, thanks Helen, service. Now, so that is the last Sunday, December 27th. It's going to be different because I want to do the same thing where we have an outdoor burning bowl service. And then, so that'll be at 10. And our Sunday morning service may confuse a lot of people, will be at 11. So that if you want to come to that, but you want to get home and have the annual Burning Bowl service on Zoom as well. Plus, it gives me the opportunity to get inside and set up for Zoom and make that happen. So you could do both, or and we'll figure out the logistics for those of you who will be doing the Burning Bowl service at home. We've got ideas again up in the queue here to figure that one out. So notice the times: 10 outdoor and 11 for Zoom service. Next. And remember our Unity's Little Free Pantry. There are 1 in 4 children who do not know where their next meal is coming from. 1 in, I believe it was 6 adults. And so please remember to, I'm not at the church today, so I hope you didn't bring them by today. But let me know and I'll meet you there if you want to bring some non-perishable food items. You can also put them in the Little Free Pantry. Thank you, Kathy. And next. Okay, so I really went to town the other day recording music. I just couldn't seem to stop myself. So I'm going to, after we finish the prayer, closing prayer, play just a fun sing-along. But I'm not unmuting you. We are not repeating the 12 days of Christmas today. But I hope you will sing along. So just know, and then we will have our socializing time where we get together and visit. And so let's do our closing prayer and then wait for the song. So this prayer is for our Unity of Fayetteville community, for those out in the greater Northwest Arkansas community, and then beyond into all beings everywhere. Breathing in this week of Advent that is love, we say together, the light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is. We are divine. All righty, let's see what song we're going to have for this one. Let's do Let Us Know. Well, of course.
Let it snow. Oh, the weather outside is
Sing along.
wonderful, but our fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought in some corn for popping, and lights a tile way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear wish to goodbye. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow.
So there's your affirmation. Oh, yeah, let me remind you, Chrissy has put in the chat box that we have a special membership meeting next Sunday right after a Christmas song at the end of our service. And you're invited, even if you are not a member, you will not be able to vote. But we certainly don't mind you coming and being a part of this. This is to follow up, making sure that we have the legal ability to have virtual services when we are not in an emergency situation that the governor or I don't know who does it, president might call. So we hope you will be here. And thanks to all of you who have been here this morning. And I think what I'm going to do, just in case you wonder, I'm going to ask Shelly to send me a little snippet of those things that she said we could do. And then Helen, are you listening? I'm going to have Helen post it on the Constant Contact because I didn't think to write that down, and mostly I want to know, but we will include that on our Constant Contact. And we will also have the recording of this, and we'll see if my techno person over here, Tammy, could get this on Facebook as a recording as well for those who might have missed it. So thanks for being here. And if you want to stick around and have fun and visit with us, just give me a minute and